Hello friends, in this video I'd like to solve the following problem from the Spanish Mathematical Olympiad, final round 2003, problem number 4. Let x be a real number such that x cubed plus 2 times x plus 10x equals 20. Show that both x and x squared are irrational. So my hints for this problem: the main tool to be used is the rational root theorem, which says which rational numbers can be roots of a polynomial with integer coefficients, and then express x in terms of x squared to show that x squared is irrational. So okay, give this problem a try and I will see you in a minute. Okay, so I hope that you've managed to solve it. The rational root theorem says that if we have some polynomial, let's say an x to the power of n, an minus 1, x to the power n minus 1, and so on, a1 x plus a0, where our coefficients are integers, and moreover a0 is not 0 and an is also not 0, then if p over q is a root of our polynomial, and if p and q are co-prime, then it must be the case that p is a divisor of a0, sorry, and q must be the divisor of an. So in other words, we have very few possibilities for rational roots of a polynomial with integer coefficients. Okay, so let's apply this theorem in our case. In our case, our polynomial is x cubed plus 2 times x squared plus 10x minus 20. And in our case, should equal 0. And in our case, if we are dealing with rational roots, the only rational roots are such that p divides 20 and q divides 1. So if p over q is a root of our polynomial, and p and q are co-prime, then p must be a divisor of 20 and q must be the divisor of 1. Okay, so in other words, we can set q equals 1, and the only numbers to check are minus 20 minus 10 plus minus 20 plus minus 10 plus minus 5 plus minus 2, and finally plus or minus 1, and something is missing, namely number 4. And now it suffices to check that none of these numbers satisfy our equation. I won't do it because it's a boring part. It can be easily verified that none of these numbers satisfy our polynomial equation. I leave it to you to verify it. And that means that no root of x to the third power plus 2 times x squared plus 10x minus 20, no root of this polynomial is rational. Okay, very well. So we have just showed that x is irrational. What about x squared? Well, what about x squared? Well, we can now take our equation once again equals 20. And let's do the following. Let's put minus 2x squared on the right hand side, and let's take x before these two terms. And we get x times x squared plus 10 equals 20 minus 2x squared. And now let's simply divide by this parenthesis. Okay, and now let's see. Can x squared be rational? No, it can't, because if x squared were to be rational, then x would be rational as well. But we have just demonstrated a minute ago that x is irrational. So since x is irrational, x squared must be also irrational. And that closes our problem. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope that you've learned something new this time, and see you next time. Goodbye.